In a small shed nestled in the southeastern corner of Wisconsin, the smell and sounds of rolling steam and crackling hardwoods mark the end of a long Midwestern winter.
Can you take this?
The warm days and below freezing nights mean one thing.
It was going good. It was really
It is maple syrup season, the preemptive celebration of spring and the comfortable weather that comes with it.
Right here we're boiling down the sap. There's probably about, I want to say, total concentrated in these two pans, it's over 100 gallons. 150 maybe, it's hard to say. When that tank up that's out there is all in here, it'll be about 220. I like to go about between 180 and 220 before I stop adding any more sap. Boil it down about 5 to 8 gallons, draw it off, and then I finish it off in the house. We have another pan over there that we do the same thing to, which isn't going now. We don't have quite enough sap, which will change very soon. So that's it in a nutshell.
The preparation for the season takes much longer than the duration of the season itself. It takes a summer of preparing the necessary wood to fuel the constantly burning boilers. Maple syrup making is a craft that is as old as the indigenous people that first inhabited North America. The earliest documented sugaring occurred in 1557, and native legends tell of a time when the trees were full of thick syrup that corrupted the village, so a mystic was forced to dilute the trees, promising it would only flow after the long cold stretch of winter when food was scarce. Sap collecting is a technique that involves an intimate knowledge of the forest and, above all, patience, as it takes approximately 10 gallons of sap from the Acer saccharum to produce just 1 pint of syrup. The process all starts with a simple hole cut into the tree's nutrient system, also known as the xylem. In order for sap to run, there must be a freezing and thawing period, or the sap will stay locked within the trunk of the tree.
Harder to hit.
Yeah, it is a little bit. Perfect, Autumn. If you look here, these are some of the tap holes that we've done in years past. Sometimes they'll close up, sometimes they won't. But you can't use that hole again. You'll have to go, over here or up here. To make sure you don't want to go around in a straight line all the way around the tree, because that's how you'll kill it. But this tree, you could tap it 1,000 times and it'll be fine. And you'll get sap out of it every year.
Yeah, this is good.
That's good, Sether. Autumn and Seth, last year I had him sell it for, he was selling it so he could make a trip to Boundary Waters.
Okay.
And the price of it was last year was $13 a quart. I don't assume it's not going to be any more than that. It might be 12.
Okay.
You want to bring 2 traps over here? Okay.
Last one?
What about the last one?
There?
Yeah.
Oh, you want to drill it?
You can see it's just starting to boil. I gotta keep a close eye on it so it doesn't boil over. Some of this foamy stuff that you see here, I'll have to skim a little bit of that off. And pretty much any time I can test it. This is a batch that's getting pretty close to done.
Here, go ahead. Yeah, just go ahead and start the process of testing.
Dip this in. It's got the nice wide handle so I don't burn my fingers. Put this in. And it has to float by this top red line. And as we look at it, we're about 6 points away from being syrup. It's very sweet right now. You could use it for just about anything you wanted to, but it's not quite syrup yet. This will be about a half hour, 45 minutes of boiling, and then it'll be syrup. This foam will come up to the top, it'll go right over, which I've had happen. It makes a big mess, sticky. Once you turn it down to where it doesn't foam up anymore, it normally won't foam. And another little trick you could use, you could take a ring of butter and go all the way around and it won't go past that. But as long as I'm here, I just keep an eye on it. I turn the heat down, it'll settle back down and we'll be good. We are probably pretty darn close to being syrup. Let's check it here. A week of boiling on the outside, bring it in here. Okay, you see this? I lift that up. See where it's floating? There's the red line. We're syrup. I'll dump it back in there, take it off the heat, cover it, can it tomorrow. Here we got some finished syrup. This is a result of about 700 or so gallons of sap to get to this, and there's a little bit more to make it. There's some real light colored stuff, which is a little unusual, but it's always lighter in the very beginning. It is really no different than this. It gets darker as the season goes on. And anyway, this is where we're at so far.